At the left, you have the tools section. So this is where you look for the tools. So if I ask for FastQC, he will come up with FastQC. I can click the name of the tool, and then I get a parameter form that I can fill in. I can fill it in, and then I click the Run Tool button, and then under the hood, he will run FastQC on command line with the correct command for me. Yeah? And I just have to fill in a form here, and that's it. So this is very convenient. So the middle sector here is where you can see the forms of the tools, the parameter forms, or where you can also see the results. So for the FastQC report, I clicked the eye icon here, and then I can see the report here in the middle pane. So this is for visualization, this is for the tools. So this part here on the right is for the data. So this is where your data sets will end up, here they are, and also where all the results of every tool that you run will end up. This is called the history, and it contains an overview of your input files and all the files that have been generated by running tools. And this is very convenient, this history, because in 5 months, if I come back here, I can see exactly what I have done. Which files, which parameter settings, which tools I have run. So for reproducibility, this is really cool. You can very easily share these histories with your colleagues. This is what I am going to do with you. I'm going to share histories. So here under History Options, you can see Share or Publish. Then you have to make it accessible, so this button, and then you get a link that you can send to your colleagues, and with this link they can access your history. So when you click such a URL, you will see something like this. Yeah. And then you can click the button here, switch to this history. Or I think in your case it's called slightly different because it's not your own history, but you can use this history or something like this. Yeah. So in this way, I can share all my histories with you, and you can open them in Galaxy and you can use them. You can also extract a workflow, and then you will simply extract the list of tools that you have used and the list of parameters for every tool. So you will not extract the files, the input files, the result files, but just the tools. Information about which tools were used, in which order, and with which parameters. And with that workflow, you can then run exactly the same tools with the same parameters on a different data set, if you want to. So you can share histories, you can extract a workflow. That's the most important things that you can do here. If you're uploading data and the upload takes longer than expected, it's a good idea to try this button here, the Refresh History button. Also, when a tool is running and it takes a very long time to finish, this can also help. So you click this button and then the history will be refreshed. If you want to do a new analysis, you will have to make a new history, and you can do this via this button here, the Create New History button. When you do multiple analysis, you will have multiple histories. That's okay as long as you don't exceed the disk space that is allocated to you. If you have multiple histories and you want to go to another history, you use this button here, Switch to History. It will give you an overview of all the histories that you have, and you can select another one, and then you will automatically go to that one. Galaxy is very user-friendly in the sense that it will automatically save all the things that you do in a history, so you don't have to do the saving. Galaxy will do this for you. So every file in the history has a color, and the color has a meaning. You can see that here on this slide. So green is actually good because it means everything was fine, no errors. Red means, as you can imagine, there was an error. And then you have these here, these colors, they all mean that you have to wait. So yellow means the tool is still busy, but it is working. And gray means, yeah, you have to wait. There are so many people using Galaxy at the moment that you're in the waiting queue, and you will have to wait. You can click the names of files, and then you get a bit more information. So you can see that it's a FastQ file and what it looks like. Very important here is the eye icon. When you click this, for one of the files, you can typically see the file in the middle pane. You have here the X buttons. This is to delete files from your history. You have to make a distinction between deleting and purging. He will ask you this. So deleting just means that you don't see it anymore, but it's still on the server. And purging means that you really delete it. It's no longer on the server. If you have run a tool on a file, the result file looks like this. And when you look at it, it will tell you what the result is, so which format it is, how big it is. And you also have here this button. When you click the Run the Job Again button, you can see what was done and which parameters were set. And you can change a parameter if necessary. You can also look at the output of the files here, the information, the I button here, information, and that will show you which command was run at the command line. And it will show you if the tool is chatty and tells you about what it's doing, then this information will also appear here in the standard output. You can download the files to your computer if you want to. That's this button here that you see.